One thing you may ask me, what is the difference between the 8th edition if we compare with the 7th edition, the 6th edition, the 5th edition, the 4th edition? So everything is pretty much the same. The aim is to be the body of knowledge in project management. But from time to time, in general, I would say 4 and 4 years, okay? This is not, I would say, a requirement, but just to have an idea, to give you an idea. Every 4 years, PMI decides to update, and to update the thinking. It's not that the projects are different, but probably the scenario, probably the environment we are operating changes, and we need to answer. So basically, 6th edition, let's go back to, it was a completely process-based approach. Process-based approach. We will see here what is a process very soon. But a process-based approach, it's you have a set of process you should follow to do your project. So something like a prescription. I don't like to use the word prescription because it seems something that you have no flexibility. We will see that there is a lot of flexibility, but it's prescription. It's like a recipe of the cake. Then on the 7th edition was a massive change. PMI decided to move from process to principles, with at that time 12 principles and a strong focus on what is a principle, and saying, look, instead of talking about a cake and how to build a cake, the process, the recipe, we will talk about high-level things you need to have in mind to deliver your cake or to deliver whatever you want to do with your project. And this was a big shift. On the 8th edition, as normal, PMI decided to say, look, why not combining these two? So here on this guide, you have the principle approach and the process approach. So you have, I would say, the best of both worlds, the PMBOK 7th edition and the PMBOK 6th edition. So this is the main difference. And of course, it's not that we are just reinventing everything. Projects are the same. The focus changes. If we go back to the PMBOK 4th edition, 3rd edition, when I started in project management, at that time, projects were not focused on value. For example, your obligation is to deliver on time, on budget, on scope, what was requested. And it's not your problem, it was not your problem at that time if this brings value. If you're building a bridge from nothing to nowhere, but you do it on budget, on time, with the scope and respecting the specifications, your project is a success. Now it's very different. This is the evolution. So now we are talking, for example, at the PMBOK 8, that is all about value, and we'll see. And this is the concept of principle. At the same time, we still need to do the scope, to define the scope. We still need to prepare a budget. These are the processes. And here you can find these both words. Now, let's go a little bit deeper on this.